This is how I get free or heavily discounted PC games, all legally through a free and mostly automated process. An overview of the two services I will be working with today are Tines, which is a visual automation workflow builder that I use to create almost all of my automation projects using the near codeless drag and drop editor, and cheapshark.com, a website that is all about finding the best prices on digital game downloads for PC by keeping track of game prices over a variety of stores such as Steam, Epic Games, Humble Store, and GOG. Alright, let's get started. I already have this whole story set up in Tines, but if you want to create this from scratch, your first transaction is going to be the HTTP request action to get the list of details from the Cheapshark's API. This is going to be done with their /deals endpoint, at least on their 1.0 API version. If you're interested in other customizations you can do with the Cheapshark API, make sure you check out their documentation to see what other endpoints are available and how you can use them. Because we want to get the list of details, we're going to set the action of this method to get. The next action will be an event transform explode action to individualize the list of game deals from the API so that we have easier access to each item from their list. Since this list will be ran on a schedule and the list will contain all currently active deals, the next action will be an event transform action set to deduplicate the items. I'm choosing to deduplicate by the deal ID tag. The next action is optional, but I have a trigger action to filter through the deals so that I can reduce my notifications for deals that I may not be interested in. Some of the filtering I'm doing is checking if the date of the last change of the deal has been updated in the last 2 days. If it's older than that, I do not want to know about the deal. Another one is Cheapshark's deal rating. I'm checking to see if their deal rating is at least an 8.0 out of 10 or better. Another one is I'm checking to see if the game is on sale. If it's not on sale, then technically it is not a deal. And technically their API could be supplying games that are not on sale. And the fourth filter that I currently have is to check how much % savings is the deal. In this case, I'm looking for anything that is greater than or equal to 50% off. These last actions are linked to provide the final output to my notification service. It's a throttle action and then the output action. In this case, I'm setting to a custom Discord channel via a webhook URL. In the webhook payload, I am customizing the information from the Cheapshark API to be formatted and relevant to what I want to see at a quick glance from this message. To view this data and get access to better format this data, you can just run the story. As you can see, it looks like there's a list of 60 deals that came from this request. With my filter, I filtered them down to 33. I do not want to send all 33 of these to my output right now because I already have this set up and this is just a test story. For the purpose of demonstration, I can just send one, so I'll go back to the event transform and re-emit the last event. So now that I have re-emitted the last event, I can open up the event viewer, go to the explode details, go to the individual item from the explode, and see the information that the API is sending us. Here's the deal ID that I was talking about that I deduplicate by. You can see other information on here that if it's on sale, it'll be a 1. If it's not on sale, it'd be a 0. The normal price, the sale price, the savings percentage, the Cheapshark deal rating, as well as the release date for the game, and the last change timestamp for Cheapshark. After going through the information, you can pick and choose which information you want to show in your alert. For example, if you want to choose the title, you can easily go here to copy the path. Once you have the path copied, you can go to your payload builder, go to where you want to insert this path, and add a value. And the value, you can just copy and paste it. Here in the bottom right, you can see where the result is. I'm going to delete that since I've already done this. You don't have to manually add a value, you can actually just paste if you have a Tines path value. Again, I'm just going to delete this since I've already had it. Once you have the payload set properly to the information you want to display, you can rerun the story and you can check the output to see what it looks like. Now I have my Discord opened up with the channel where I'm sending this update alert, and you can see this new alert is created here. Rather not deal with setting this up yourself from scratch, check out the easy few click setup to import this full story into your own Tines tenant on my shop, link in the description. Another optional point of customization that I have done was I saved a list of Cheapshark store IDs into a Tines JSON resource. This is so I can easily match which store is presenting this deal in my notification. This is done in this little tidbit right here where I access the Tines resource and supply the exploded deal individual store ID number. The saved resource file looks like this, so I'm getting the store name by the ID number. And this is how I'm able to get alerts for myself and for my community for any free or extremely discounted games across a variety of different download stores. Let me know in the comments which digital PC games you got great deals on or have been waiting for deals on. And smash the like and subscribe button if you found this useful, as I post a lot of creative automation projects that are easy and usually free to implement yourself.